Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with new chapter, that is Laplace transformation. This Laplace transformation, see, I'll compare with derivatives which you have already studied in somewhere 11-12 standard. Laplace transformation directly nowhere related to derivatives, but the way to study, we can link with the derivative. Linking with derivatives chapter in the sense, just recollect how you studied derivative. In the derivative, first step you studied what is definition of derivative. Exactly same way, now instead of derivative, I will see you will learn definition of Laplace transformation. Then using the definition, you found out some standard formulae. Whatever standard formulae you found out, say derivative of x is to n, e is to x, sin x, cos x, etc. You found out using definition and you took it as standard formulae. Exactly same way we are going to do. We'll find out standard formulae of Laplace transformation using the definition. And after that, what you studied, that was properties of derivatives. So here instead of derivatives, I will say properties of Laplace transformation. So this is the way entire chapter will complete. So today I will just tell you what is the definition of Laplace transformation. Again, please remember, these videos are just to clear the basic concepts. I cannot solve here plenty of problem. Just I am trying to clear the concept. So first thing, for Laplace transformation, we have function f is defined on the interval 0 to infinity. See, you can also say Laplace transformation is defined for the functions on minus infinity to plus infinity. They are called two-sided Laplace functions, and this is 0 to infinity, it is one-sided Laplace transformation. So what we are going to learn is one-sided Laplace transformation. So here we have f is defined on 0 to infinity. In this case, now I will just have the integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. Just have a look on this integration before I complete the definition. Whatever is the function, it is a function of t. Let's have say sin t. Now e raised to minus st sin t, if we integrate with respect to t, don't bother what is the integration, but just try to understand the point. If you integrate this with respect to t, obviously the integration will be in terms of s. Why I am telling you this? Because I want to clear the notation also. So first you understand whatever is this integration, that is in terms of s. Now one more point, this integration may exist or may not exist. If it exists, then we call it as Laplace transformation of the function f of t. And this Laplace transformation, we are going to denote one simple notation, L of ft. L stands for Laplace, so Laplace of ft. We may have another notation, f bar at s, and now you will come to know why I said this point. See, understand the notation. Notation has meaning. It is Laplace of f dash stands for Laplace. It is Laplace of the function f, and which is in terms of s. So this Laplace transformation we are going to denote by f bar is also. This is another notation. So in short, now I will say f bar s is 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. It is also denoted by L of ft. So this is basic definition of Laplace transformation. Now whatever are the standard functions, see I will first tell you which are the standard function. We are going to find their Laplace. The standard functions are, first we have f of t is 1, of course defined on 0 to infinity. Then we will have f of t as e raised to at. Then we will see sin at, cos at. Then we will have sin hyperbolic at, cos hyperbolic at, and finally t raised to n. So we are going to find Laplace transformation of this, and this we will take as standard formulae. Now just as an example, I will show you one. I am reminding you once again, these lectures are just to clear the concepts. So these are the standard formulae. I will just prove one of them. Let's say we will find Laplace of sin at. Now just recollect the definition. What was the definition? It is written over here. E raised to minus st ft dt, integration from 0 to infinity. We want to find Laplace of sin at. So of course we will replace f of t by sin at. Okay, let's continue with this. So now we will have f of t is say sin at, and to find its Laplace, let's first write down definition of L of ft, which is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt, and which is 0 to infinity e raised to minus st sin at dt. Now how to evaluate this integration? Everyone knows we are using the formula e raised to ax sin bx plus c. What is the integration? It is e raised to ax upon, means here it is e raised to minus st upon s square plus b square. I am just saying the formula in your usual language. We always use a variable x. Integration e raised to ax sin bx plus c. That integration is e raised to ax upon s square plus b square. So here I will have s square plus s square into a sin bx plus c. So here I will have minus s sin at minus b cos bx plus c. So minus b cos at. So this is the integration from 0 to infinity. If you want, I am telling you the formula once again. Integration e raised to x sin bx plus c is e raised to ax upon s square plus b square into a sin bx plus c minus b cos bx plus c. Now let's simplify this integration. This 1 upon s square plus s square is a constant. I will take it out. Now put the upper limit. When you put here infinity, e raised to minus infinity is 0 minus, see when I am saying here e raised to minus infinity I am getting, and which is 0, we are assuming s, the parameter s is positive. So the upper limit is 0. When you put lower limit, e raised to 0 is 1. Put here 0, sin 0 is 0. Put here 0, cos 0 is 1. So what is left with us? This b, I mean here it is a, I am sorry. What is left with us is minus a, and with which we are getting a upon s square plus a square. And so this is the first formula. We have proved L of sin at is a upon s square plus a square. So from this, if I ask you Laplace of sin 2t, it will be 2 upon s square plus 4. Laplace of sin phi t, 5 upon s square plus 25, etc. So this is the standard formula, and as I said, we have standard formulae for various functions. I will just tell them now. our function ft and its Laplace. So the standard functions are, when f of t is 1, I wrote the functions just 5 minutes back. Now I am just telling you the Laplace. Laplace of 1 is 1 by s. Laplace of e raised to at is 1 upon s minus a. I am saying e raised to at Laplace is 1 upon s minus a. So e raised to minus at Laplace is 1 upon s plus a. Then we have another function, just now we proved. Laplace of sin at is a upon s square plus a square, and exactly same way Laplace of cos at is s upon s square plus a square. Cos at, see exactly same way you are going to get. If you want, I will just tell you verbally. Derivation of Laplace of cos at. When you put here cos, what is the formula for e raised to ax cos bx plus c? Its integration. That is e raised to ax upon a square plus b square into, here the formula is a cos bx plus c plus b sin bx plus c. Means we are going to get minus s into cos at plus a into sin at. So you will realize when you actually solve it, when you put upper limit it is 0, but when you put 0, here the sine term is there which is going to become 0. Here it is cos term which is 1. So what will be left with us is minus s instead of this minus a. And then ultimately instead of a upon s square plus s square, what we are going to get is s upon s square plus s square. You can try for this formula. First two are very simple. Everyone knows e raised to at into 1 integration. Everyone can do e raised to minus at into e raised to integration. I showed you sine. Same way you can do for cos. And then next formula we have sine hyperbolic at. Sine hyperbolic at, the integration is a upon s square minus s square, and cos hyperbolic at, the integration is s upon s square minus s square. See, don't just sit and mug up the formula. I am telling you in my every lecture, you should never just mug up the formula. Understand a pattern, you can remember very well. See, sine and cos, I can say almost similar. Denominator is same. And in the numerator, for sine it is a, for cos it is s. Same way I will say for hyperbolic. Sine and sine hyperbolic, the only difference is of sine. There is a square plus a square, here it is a minus. And same thing I will say for cos and cos hyperbolic. So just remember in this way, the last formula, t raised to n, its Laplace is in general gamma n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1. This gamma function you already studied. So I can write this as n factorial upon s raised to n plus 1 when n is an integer. So whenever n is an integer, everyone knows gamma n plus 1 is n factorial. And these are our standard formulae. And based on this standard formulae, in the next video, we'll solve some problems where I am not going to use any property. I am just going to use the standard formulae, and next to that video, we will use some properties of Laplace transformation and we'll solve some problems. So, we'll stop for the day. Thank you very much.